Making Meaning Out of Life Mysteries. Lesson 1. The Enigma of Existence. You've probably spent countless nights pondering the enigma of existence, haven't you? It's a mystery that has challenged humanity since time immemorial. Let's break it down and see if we can unravel some of its complexity. Life, as we understand it, is based on a sequence of chemical reactions. These reactions occur in living organisms and are driven by biological processes such as metabolism. Remarkably, these chemical interactions lead to consciousness and self-awareness, aspects that make us truly human. But how does something so intangible arise from mere chemicals? In trying to solve this puzzle, scientists have developed several theories, each with its own merits and demerits. Some posit that consciousness arises from complex computation among brain neurons. Others suggest it's an emergent property of specific types of information processing. Yet, despite numerous hypotheses, the exact mechanism remains elusive. That's because life isn't just about biochemical transactions or neural networks. It also involves subjective experiences, which science currently struggles to explain. So where does this leave you? Well, you're not alone in your quest for understanding. The mystery of existence continues to engage thinkers across all disciplines. Philosophers debating existentialism, physicists investigating the origin and destiny of the universe, biologists studying the evolution of life forms. The enigma persists, but remember, every question asked is a step closer to unraveling this grand mystery. As you continue exploring life's complexities, don't be frustrated by unanswered questions. They're simply invitations for deeper inquiry. Lesson 2. The Paradox of Time. It's intriguing to consider the paradox of time, as it both fly and drag depending on our circumstances. You've probably noticed how quickly time passes when you're engrossed in a captivating book or engrossed in a stimulating conversation. Conversely, when you're sitting through a dull meeting or waiting for your delayed flight, each minute feels like an eternity. This perceived distortion of time is not just subjective. It's backed by scientific studies. When you're engaged in an enjoyable activity, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. This affects the way your brain perceives time, making it seem faster than it actually is. On the other hand, when you're bored or anxious, cortisol, the stress hormone, is released, causing time to appear slower. Interestingly, age also plays a role in this temporal illusion. As children and teens with fewer experiences and limited frame of reference for judging time's passage perceive days as longer compared to adults who have amassed more experiences and memories. Einstein once said that time is an illusion, which rings true considering these factors that distort our perception of it. But remember this, regardless of how we perceive it at any given moment, real time remains constant. A second will always be a second. An hour will always be an hour. It's up to us to use every moment wisely because while our perception may fluctuate, lost time can never be regained. In understanding life mysteries like the paradox of time, you'll find yourself more appreciative and mindful about living each minute purposefully. Lesson 3. The Mystery of Consciousness. Delving into the enigma of consciousness, we're faced with questions that science still needs to answer fully. You might wonder what consciousness truly is and how it emerges from our brain's complex network of neurons. Let's start by understanding that consciousness refers to your subjective experience. It's the inner voice you hear when you think or the images you see in your mind when you dream. It allows you to perceive and react to your surroundings, shaping who you are as an individual. Experts often use a metaphor of a theater where your mind is both audience and stage, conducting several performances simultaneously. Yet, how these multifaceted performances coalesce into a coherent narrative remains largely unknown. Neuroscientists speculate that consciousness arises from intricate interactions between various parts of your brain. However, pinpointing a specific seat for consciousness has yet to be discovered despite advances in brain imaging technology. Furthermore, there needs to be more consensus on whether other organisms possess similar levels of awareness. You've probably questioned if your dog experiences life in the same way you do, or if plants have some form of perception. The mystery deepens when discussing altered states of consciousness like dreaming or hallucinations. How does one explain these vastly different realities? You may also ponder over artificial intelligence. Can an artificial intelligence develop self-awareness? If so, would its experiences parallel human consciousness? These unanswered queries highlight our limited understanding about this complex phenomenon. As we continue exploring this labyrinthine topic, remember every stride toward comprehending our conscious selves contributed significantly to unraveling humanity's most profound mysteries. Lesson 4. The Puzzle of Dreams. Dreams are a fascinating aspect of consciousness. They're a mystery that we've yet to unravel fully. As you traverse this dream world, your brain is working in overdrive, creating scenarios and narratives that sometimes seem more real than reality itself. Scientists believe dreams serve several purposes. For one, they play a role in memory consolidation. When you're asleep, your brain sifts through the day's events and experiences. It decides what's important enough to remember and what can be discarded. Dreams act as a rehearsal for these memories. Research also suggests dreams could be the brain's way of preparing you for future events or situations. They provide an environment where you can safely confront fears or challenges without any real-world consequences. Yet despite countless studies and theories, we are still determining why we dream or what their entire purpose is. Some aspects remain puzzling. Why do some people often have nightmares while others don't? Why is it that certain dreams are recurrent? And then there's lucid dreaming, the phenomenon where you become aware you're dreaming while still asleep. Lucid dreamers can often control their dream's narrative, which adds another layer of complexity to our understanding. So, as much as we know about the science behind dreaming, the release of neurotransmitters, rapid eye movements, stages of sleep, there's still so much left unexplained about this mysterious realm hidden within our consciousness. In essence, dreams continue to baffle us with their elusive nature and enigmatic origins, an unsolved riddle nestled within the grander mystery called life. Lesson 5. The Enigma of Love. Just as dreams elude our complete understanding, so too does the enigma of love leave us pondering its complexities. You can't definitively describe or measure love. It's an intricate mix of emotions, behaviors, and beliefs with strong effects on mind and body alike. Love's impact on your physiological state is undeniable. When in love, your heart rate accelerates, pupils dilate, and dopamine levels spike, creating feelings of euphoria. Concurrently, oxytocin released during intimate moments fosters deep bonding and attachment. Psychologically, love affects you just as profoundly. It can heighten your happiness, but also expose you to intense vulnerability and fear of rejection. Love's power to influence mental health is significant. It's linked to reduced stress levels, but also potential emotional turmoil when lost or unrequited. Despite these clues about what happens when we experience love, why we fall in love remains elusive. Scientists speculate genetic predisposition plays a part, along with environmental factors like shared interests or proximity. But there's more than just science at play here. Cultural norms and personal values shape our perceptions too. You might value honesty over physical attraction, whereas others prioritize common hobbies or financial stability. In essence, understanding the enigma of love is akin to piecing together a puzzle without a reference image, uniquely challenging, yet universally intriguing. Yet, while we're far from fully decoding this mystery called love, acknowledging its potent influence on our lives helps us navigate its highs and lows better. Lesson 6. The Mystery of Death. As we transition from the enigma of love to the mystery of death, you may find that these two topics share a commonality. They are both profound experiences that humans universally encounter, yet struggle to comprehend fully. Death, much like love, is shrouded in uncertainty and often fear. From a biological perspective, it's simply the cessation of all bodily functions. However, this doesn't even begin to describe the complexity behind its meaning and implications. You're probably aware that every culture has its own beliefs about what happens after death. Heaven, reincarnation, or nothing at all. These are attempts to make sense of an event that seems as incomprehensible as it is inevitable. Scientifically speaking, there's still much we don't know about death. For example, recent studies suggest consciousness may continue for a short period after clinical death has been declared. It also needs to be clarified why organisms must die in the first place. Is it just an evolutionary trade-off or something more? Despite our advances in technology and understanding of biology, death remains one of life's greatest mysteries because it poses questions science can't definitively answer yet. What exactly happens when we die? Is there life after death? How should we cope with our mortality? Exploring these questions allows us not only to seek answers, but also fosters acceptance of this universal experience of life cycle. In conclusion on the mystery of death, while it brings disquieting thoughts and existential dread into our lives, it also introduces another compelling paradox: free will, which we'll discuss next. Lesson 7. The Paradox of Free Will. You're now diving into the paradox of free will, a concept as puzzling and as riddle as death itself. The central question that surrounds this topic is whether we are indeed free to make our own decisions, or if everything we do is determined by previous events or external factors. It might seem obvious that you have free will. After all, don't you make choices every day? But what influences those choices? Is it your character, experiences, or even random chance? Some philosophers argue that these aren't signs of freedom, but indicators of determinism, the belief that all events are predetermined and inevitable. On the flip side, quantum mechanics introduces an element of randomness at a microscopic level. Could this suggest some room for genuine spontaneity in our actions? Here's where it gets tricky. Even if there is randomness or unpredictability in the universe, does that translate to freedom? Or is it simply another form of determinism, one marked by chaos rather than order? The paradox of free will lies in balancing these contrasting views. It's about reconciling our intuition of being free with scientific theories suggesting determinism or randomness. Lesson 8. The Puzzle of Infinity. In your exploration of life's mysteries, you've pondered the paradox of free will. Now, let's shift gears and delve into another profound enigma, the puzzle of infinity. Infinity is a concept that has perplexed philosophers, mathematicians, and scientists alike for centuries. In simple terms, it's an idea or value that's larger than any number you can ever imagine. It's limitless and boundless without end. But how do you wrap your head around something that never ends? Mathematically speaking, infinity allows equations to work when they otherwise wouldn't. However, applying it to real-world scenarios can be mind-boggling. For instance, if the universe is infinite as some theories suggest, does this mean there are endless versions of you somewhere out there? While this question might seem more like science fiction than reality, it's one implication of an infinite universe. Yet infinity also presents logical paradoxes that can challenge our understanding of reality. Consider the famous Hilbert's Hotel thought experiment. Can we still accommodate a new guest in a fully occupied hotel with infinitely many rooms? Yes, surprisingly. You move each guest from room N to room N+1, freeing up room 1. The concept of infinity forces us to reevaluate our understanding, not only about numbers, but also about time and space themselves, all fundamental aspects of our existence. So while its implications may sound absurd at first glance, they're worth considering as part of our ongoing quest to unravel life's biggest mysteries. Lesson 9. The mystery of the universe's origin. Now that we've tackled the concept of infinity, let's dive into yet another enigma, the origin of the universe. This topic has intrigued and puzzled scientists, philosophers, and theologians for centuries. The most accepted scientific theory is the Big Bang theory. According to this view, about 13.8 billion years ago, all matter and energy in the observable universe were concentrated in a very dense hot point called a singularity. In an event known as the Big Bang, this singularity began expanding rapidly in what has been described as a hot explosion. It's important to note that it wasn't an explosion within space. Rather, space itself was created during this event. This expansion continues today with galaxies moving away from each other at increasing speeds due to what scientists call dark energies. The evidence for this model comes from various sources, including measurements of cosmic microwave background radiation, the afterglow of the Big Bang, and observations of distant galaxies. But there are still unanswered questions like, what caused the Big Bang? What existed before it? Some suggest our universe might be one of many in a multiverse, or it could be cyclic with repeated cycles of expansion and contraction. It's clear you're dealing with concepts that stretch human comprehension, but don't get discouraged. Understanding these mysteries will take time and effort. Yet every bit you grasp adds to your understanding not just about our universe, but also about your place within it. It's a journey worth undertaking. Lesson 10. The Enigma of Alien Life. Let's shift gears and ponder over the intriguing question of alien existence. It's a topic that's as baffling as it is exciting. You've probably wondered, like many others, whether we're alone in this vast universe or if life forms on other planets exist. Scientists estimate the number of technologically advanced civilizations in our galaxy using a formula known as Drake's equation. This equation considers variables such as the rate of galaxy formation, the fraction of stars with astronomical objects, and the average number of planets where life could develop. However, despite extensive exploration efforts and sophisticated technology like NASA Kepler telescope discovering thousands of exoplanets, planets outside our solar system, there still needs to be direct evidence proving extraterrestrial life exists. The lack of such proof doesn't mean aliens don't exist. It merely indicates that we've not yet discovered them, or perhaps they're not as we expect them to be. It's also critical to understand Fermi's paradox, the apparent contradiction between high probability estimates for extraterrestrial life and humanity's lack of contact or evidence for such civilizations. It would help if you kept an open mind about this enigma because science continually evolves. What seems impossible today might become possible tomorrow. Remember, only a few centuries ago, people believed Earth was flat. Lesson 11. The Paradox of Human Nature. We're digging deep into the paradox of human nature, a subject that's as complex and diverse as humanity itself. You'll find that this intricate topic is filled with contradictions that continue to baffle even the most intellectual minds. Research shows humans are innately social creatures, yet we also crave solitude. We yearn for connection and community, but simultaneously desire personal space and freedom. This duality in our nature can sometimes lead to conflicts within ourselves or with others. Interestingly, another facet of this paradox lies in our capacity for both compassion and cruelty. Humans can show immense kindness towards each other. We're capable of love, empathy, and altruism like no other species on Earth. Yet, history has shown us capable of terrifying acts of aggression and injustice as well. Furthermore, we inherently seek stability in our lives. The comfort of predictability gives us security. However, it's also our nature to pursue change. We get bored quickly and constantly, seek novelty, new experiences or challenges that stimulate growth. Finally, consider how humans are both logical and emotional beings. Our decisions are driven by rational thinking, but often swayed by emotions, an interplay that produces unique outcomes. Lesson 12. The Puzzle of Unexplained Phenomena. Shifting gears, it's time to explore the puzzle of unexplained phenomena, a topic that's enthralling and baffling in equal measure. You've probably heard about spontaneous human combustion or the Bermuda Triangle. These are just two examples of events that leave scientists scratching their heads. Unexplained phenomena aren't limited to fringe theories or science fiction. They exist right here in our everyday world. Crop circles, for instance, are intricate patterns appearing overnight in fields. While some argue they're man-made hoaxes, others insist there's no possible way humans could create such complex designs so quickly. Then you have strange lights in the sky. Not just UFO sightings, but natural occurrences like Hessdalen lights or St. Elmo's fire too. That defy conventional scientific understanding. These glowing orbs or streaks appear without warning and vanish, just as quickly with no satisfactory explanation available. Further still is the mystery of phantom sounds. Those noises you hear when there's no discernible source. Could they be auditory hallucinations? Possibly. But then again, how do we explain multiple people hearing the same thing at once? Unexplained phenomena compel us because they challenge what we know about our universe, its laws, its limitations, and even our perception of reality itself. They demand we keep an open mind while also encouraging rigorous analysis and skepticism. As you delve deeper into this bewildering field, remember one thing. Don't let your curiosity cloud your judgment. Stay critical and analytical as you navigate through these enigmatic waters. Next up on this journey into life's mysteries will take us from tangible puzzles to theoretical quandaries. Prepare yourself for the mystery of unseen dimensions. Lesson 13. The mystery of unseen dimensions. Now, you're venturing into the realm of unseen dimensions, a topic that's as intriguing as it is complex. These elusive dimensions extend beyond our familiar three-dimensional world. You might wonder, how can something exist if we can't see or touch it? Well, let's dive into this mystery. You've experienced three dimensions all your life: length, width, and height. But scientists suggest there may be more than meets the eye. In fact, string theory, one of the leading theories in quantum physics, proposes that there could be up to 11 dimensions. But why can't we perceive these extra dimensions? It's because they're incredibly small and curled up within themselves. Imagine trying to see a tiny ant when you're standing on top of a skyscraper. It'd be impossible due to the sheer difference in scale. Yet just because these unseen realms are challenging for us humans to comprehend doesn't mean they don't influence our reality. They could potentially explain some unexplained phenomena or even pave the way towards understanding dark matter or dark energy, two mysterious components making up most of our universe. Lesson 14. The Enigma of Déjà Vu. Having explored the fascinating realm of unseen dimensions, let's now pivot to another intriguing enigma in life. Déjà vu. You've probably experienced it before, an overwhelming sensation that you've lived through a present situation previously. Despite its widespread occurrence, déjà vu remains one of life's most perplexing mysteries. The precise cause of this phenomenon is still subject to ongoing scientific debates. Some theories suggest it might be a byproduct of our brain processing similar experiences or environments, causing us to perceive the current situation as familiar mistakenly. It's also been proposed that déjà vu could be linked to neurological glitches or temporary malfunctions within our memory systems. An intriguing study conducted by Susumu Tanagawa's team at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology indicated that déjà vu could be caused by our brain attempting to form memories in real time, but misfiring and instead storing them in our long-term memory bank. This would give us the bizarre feeling that we're recalling something that's actually happening right now. However, Despite these compelling hypotheses, concrete evidence supporting any particular theory remains elusive. That doesn't mean we should discount déjà vu. Instead, it illustrates just how much about ourselves and reality we have yet to understand. As puzzling as it is, déjà vu serves as an important reminder that life's mysteries are not limited to grand cosmic questions alone, but are deeply woven into our everyday existence too. The paradoxes hidden within these mysteries often mirror those found in areas like quantum physics, a topic we'll delve into next. Lesson 15. The Paradox of Quantum Physics. Diving into the paradox of quantum physics, we'll uncover mind-bending concepts and theories that challenge our understanding of reality. Quantum mechanics, the section of physics dealing with subatomic particles, is a world where things can exist in multiple places at once, can be both waves and particles simultaneously, and can affect each other instantaneously across vast distances. You may have heard about the oddity known as superposition, which allows particles to exist in multiple states until observed or measured. Think of it like this. You've got a coin spun in the air. Until you catch it, it's neither heads nor tails, but exists in both states at once. That's how superposition works on a quantum level. Then there's entanglement. Imagine two particles linked so closely that if something happens to one particle, the other senses it immediately, no matter how far apart they are. This spooky action at a distance, as Einstein called it, defies our common sense understanding of time and space. Quantum physics isn't just strange, its implications are profound too. It tells us that reality is only set once we observe it and challenges fundamental assumptions about cause and effect relationships. By now you're probably thinking, quantum physics sounds like science fiction. But remember, this isn't speculation or fantasy. These phenomena have been experimentally confirmed again and again. Now, let's shift gears slightly as we move from these confounding quantum conundrums to another cosmic mystery. The puzzle of dark matter and dark energy awaits your curious mind next. Lesson 16. The puzzle of dark matter and dark energy. You're about to delve into the puzzle of dark matter and dark energy, two enigmas that continue to perplex scientists in their quest to understand our universe fully. These invisible phenomena are not just sci-fi fodder. They're hard scientific facts that are still shrouded in mystery. Dark matter is a theoretical substance thought to make up around 27% of the universe's total mass and energy. However, it doesn't interact with light or other electromagnetic radiation, making it virtually undetectable. You can think of it as an unseen force holding galaxies together. Without dark matter, the gravitational pull from visible matter would be insufficient to prevent galaxies from tearing apart. Dark energy, on the other hand, is presumed responsible for the accelerated exploration of our universe. It makes up approximately 68% of the universe's total mass and energy. Although we can't see or measure it directly, we can observe its effects by watching how galaxies move away from each other at accelerating rates. Currently, these two entities remain largely theoretical because despite their pervasive presence in calculations and models used by astrophysicists worldwide, tangible evidence eludes us. Dark matter and dark energy pose one of science's most complex challenges, proving the existence of something when it cannot be directly observed. Lesson 17. The Mystery of the Human Mind. Let's shift gears now and delve into the enigma that is the human mind. Imagine it as a vast universe within your skull, an intricate network of neurons firing signals in complicated patterns, forming thoughts, memories, and consciousness. It's no wonder that scientists often refer to it as the last frontier of exploration. In terms of pure processing power, your brain outperforms even the most advanced supercomputer. Yet, its workings remain largely shrouded in mystery. For instance, how does this organic mass produce something as ethereal as thought? How does it store memories or perceive reality? Why do we dream? These are questions you've likely pondered at some point or another. Neuroscientists have made strides in mapping the physical structure of your brain using tools like MRI scans. However, linking these structures to specific mental functions is a challenging task. Unlike other organs in your body that perform clearly defined roles, your brain is a multitasking marvel, with different areas often working together to perform various tasks. Furthermore, neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life, adds another layer of complexity to this puzzle. This trait makes it possible for you to learn new skills or recover from injuries, but complicates our understanding of how exactly your mind works. In conclusion, unraveling the mystery of the human mind is a challenging quest filled with exciting discoveries, yet continues to leave us with more questions than answers. But isn't that what makes life so fascinating? Lesson 18, the paradox of coincidences. Coincidences, they're a strange paradox, aren't they? You might think of them as random events that have no connection or reason. But what if there's more to these quirks of fate than meets the eye? Let's break it down. A coincidence is a seemingly unlikely occurrence of events that happen at the same time, in a way that is unexpected. From seeing someone you just thought about on the street to having the same dream as your friend, coincidences are mysterious and often leave us asking, what are the odds? Scientifically speaking, coincidences can be explained by statistics and probability theory. Each event has a certain likelihood of happening, and sometimes those probabilities line up in surprising ways. It's not magic, it's math. However, humans innately look for patterns and connections in everything we experience. It's how our brains work. So when two unrelated events coincide, we automatically try to find a link or meaning behind them. Psychologists call this apophenia, which is essentially seeing patterns where none exist. This cognitive bias leads us to believe in things like lucky charms or jinxes because we associate outcomes with previous experiences, even when there's no causal relationship. So, are coincidences just random acts governed by probability? Or do they carry deeper meanings connected to our subconscious mind? The answer isn't black and white. Like most life mysteries, it lies somewhere in between. Understanding coincidences requires a balance between rational thinking, probability, and intuitive feeling, pattern recognition. So next time you encounter one, don't dismiss it out of hand, nor accept it unquestioningly. Instead, analyze its possible causes before drawing conclusions. Lesson 19, the puzzle of the Moai statues of Easter Island. Shifting gears, let's delve into the puzzle of the Moai statues of Easter Island. These massive stone figures have captivated the world's curiosity for centuries. They're monolithic in scale, each carved painstakingly from compressed volcanic ash. The people who built these statues, known as Rapa Nui, inhabited this remote island around 1200 AD. Their civilization was isolated and resource scarce. Yet somehow, they possessed the skill and organization to create nearly 900 of these imposing statues, a feat that leaves us questioning how they did it. One theory suggests that the Rapa Nui used a system of ropes, ramps, and sledges to transport these behemoths across rugged terrain. This would require significant human resources and coordination, an impressive achievement given their limited resources. Another curious aspect is why they were built at all. Some propose it was a form of ancestor worship. Others suggest a show of power or status within the tribal hierarchy. You might think about what drives societies today to build grand structures. Are there parallels? A final mystery is their eventual downfall. By the time Europeans arrived in 1722 AD, statue construction had stopped and society had collapsed, likely due to overexploitation of resources and internal conflict. Lesson 20. The mystery of the pyramids of Egypt. We're now venturing into the enigmatic world of the pyramids of Egypt, another marvel that continues to draw intrigue and speculation. As you look upon these ancient structures, it's impossible not to wonder how they were constructed by a civilization from more than 4,000 years ago. The Great Pyramid of Giza, the largest amongst them all, stands as a testament to human ingenuity. It's estimated that about 2.3 million limestone blocks were used in its construction, each weighing an average of 2.5 tons. Imagine maneuvering such colossal stones without modern machinery. It boggles the mind. The precision involved is equally astounding. The base sides are almost perfectly aligned with the 4 cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west, deviating by less than 0.7 degrees. You might think your GPS navigation system is top-notch, but those ancient Egyptians could give you a run for your money. So how did they do it? Theories abound. Alien intervention or lost advanced technology often capture popular imagination, but there's no concrete evidence supporting these claims. Most historians agree tools used were rudimentary, like chisels and hammers made from copper. Ropes probably helped move blocks while ramps facilitated their hoisting. Yet, mysteries persist. How was such accuracy achieved? What was their exact method? And why pyramids specifically? Some suggest they symbolize rays of sun because Re, sun god, held great significance in Egyptian culture, but this isn't universally accepted. While we delve deeper into these questions surrounding Egypt's pyramids, remember every mystery has its allure, just like our next topic, the enigma of the lost city of Atlantis. Lesson 21. The enigma of the lost city of Atlantis. Having explored the mystery of the pyramids of Egypt, let's now shift our attention to another enigma that has captivated humanity for centuries: the lost city of Atlantis. The tale of Atlantis is an ancient one. It was first mentioned by Plato, a classical Greek philosopher, in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. According to him, this advanced civilization existed about 9,000 years before his own time, and that it was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules. However, its precise location remains unknown. You're probably wondering why there's so much intrigue. Well, it's because Atlantis was supposedly an utopian society with advanced technology and wisdom beyond compare. But just like Icarus, who flew too close to the sun, they too fell from grace. As Plato tells it, their moral decline led to their divine punishment, a cataclysmic event sinking Atlantis beneath the waves overnight. Over time, though, you'll find that what started as a philosophical allegory has evolved into arguably one of history's greatest riddles. Scholars have pondered over whether or not Atlantis existed at all, or if it symbolizes an ideal society Plato dreamt up as a critique of Athenian politics. Others have sought physical evidence across every corner of our planet, from Spain to Antarctica and even under Caribbean waters. Despite these efforts, though, definitive proof has yet to be found. So, until we can uncover solid evidence that shatters doubt or conclusively proves its existence only in fiction, the lost city of Atlantis remains cloaked in mystery, a tantalizing question mark in our understanding of life's mysteries. So, you've pondered existence, wrestled with time, and dissected consciousness. You've dreamt dreams, fallen in love, and been baffled by coincidences. You've scratched your head at Moai statues and the pyramids. You even took a look at finding Atlantis? And yet, here you are. Having gained some insight, excellent work. Remember that life's riddles are not meant to be solved, but rather admired for the complexity of their suggestions. Keep wondering, keep questioning. That's what makes life interesting. Thanks for reading this or listening from Audiobook's office.